What's going on? It's the Giant Bombcast. It's December 28th. Don't
Christmas
let
is over.
Tell you otherwise.
Oh, no.
Tell you otherwise.
Oh, no, I missed it.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
You screwed up.
None of my stuff was coming in time anyway.
Yeah.
Today is actually the day that my wife's present will be showing up.
Excellent.
Oh,
Like actually
Let's hope so.
today or...
Actually, today, the 28th.
the 28th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We're live.
Yeah.
That's right. We're live right here. Hello to everyone in the chat. Oh, that's funny that you said that in the chat. You know you are.
Yeah.
Mods ban that guy.
Woo! That's
Banned.
right.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. That's straight up.
Aha.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
Well, we're here at the
Jan
end
does
of the
look
year.
like he is cosplaying as Luigi. You're right, chat.
That is, that's a little bit.
Fucking weird.
But like,
Can you make
it's like if someone was gonna reboot the Super Mario Brothers movie, that that Luigi, like you got like more of a street vibe, a more real
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Into
Updated
it.
for the
So-
kids.
All right, I'm back in.
Yeah.
I'm back in board.
Luigi's
So-
addicted to the streets.
That's right.
I
Luigi is the
say
streets.
this-
Hood Luigi.
I say this with total kindness. You are the modern John Leguizamo, Janicho.
It's funny.
Is that-
I was rapping in my shower earlier, and it was just
Oh.
completely culturally insensitive.
Is
Yeah.
that before
Yeah.
or after
That's the
you
place to
milk-
do it.
Yeah.
Is that before or after you milk the cows?
Yourselves, yeah.
It was before I pretended to have a gun duel at a gas station earlier with some people in some Hawaiian
Is that what-
shirts.
Is that what the oh okay, there you go. I got that. Romeo and
Oh,
Juliet.
Yeah.
I got
Excuse
it.
me, Romeo plus Juliet.
Plus,
So thank
Juliet.
you.
Right.
Thank you.
Plus equals
No one's-
a movie I forgot about.
If you're listening to this and you've not seen Baz Luhrmann's Romeo plus Juliet, holy fucking shit, you gotta watch this thing.
That's pretty good.
It's awesome.
It's,
Yep.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Sometimes just watch it with the sound.
In a bad way.
Yeah,
There you
actually.
Just turn the sound down. Put on. What are you gonna put on? I don't know. Like, what's a good record? You put on like some vaporwave records to that. Is that gonna?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
to-
sync up.
What's the dark
Yeah, you
side of the
slow-
moon for this particular movie?
find like a Kmart
Right.
store recording.
Okay. Yeah. The
Yeah.
Kmart tapes. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember those. We used to play those in the
Exact.
studio every once in a while.
Oh,
as
so
music.
Yeah. Hot edits of the Kmart tapes. Available now. So yeah, we're here at the end of the year. There's really no news left. There's what is it, like a Halo event started, and the Ubisoft guy who is in charge of their blockchain shit is out there doing interviews with blockchain publications saying like, yeah, we're gonna stay the course, because of course he would. That's all that's happened over the last 24 hours.
Dear stalkers, we are staying the course.
That's right. We're back in it, baby.
We were talking about deer stalkers, the type of hat.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you can wear a nice deer stalker. I mean,
The Sherlock
maybe
Holmes
that'd
hat.
be a thing. People need a thing for 2022.
Oh, Jeff, you look real good in one.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
Just carry like a pipe with you too, but it's not filled with anything.
okay? Yeah,
I don't
got
like those
I got a
hats.
bucket hat over
Put
here. What if
bubbles in it.
I mean, I have been saying for a while that bucket hats are back. I found my old bucket hat.
Are they?
Oh, bucket hats are back in a hard way.
Are they? Wow.
Yeah.
What?
This bucket hat is
What?
currently full of rocks, but let me dump the rocks out.
What? Why does it have rocks in it?
I stole these rocks.
From your last residence.
Just a lot of beaches and stuff. You just
Oh,
find a
that's-
nice
it's
rock.
not small
Sometimes you're
rocks.
just, like sometimes you're just
I,
like
I love how the move
sometimes you
was
just find a
like,
nice rock.
If you
Yeah.
murdered somebody with a bucket hat full of rocks, forensics would never figure out what killed that guy.
It's a good look.
it is
I like this.
so
Yeah,
insane to
we can rock
me
this.
I
that
like
your
this.
rock collection is kept inside of a bucket hat.
I had to
Well,
put it in something
it's
when
a
I
bucket.
moved because the rocks were
Yeah.
on a shelf, and then I had this bucket hat, and I just
Yeah.
hastily shoved them in, and then I'm
You're
gonna
just
take
like,
these
I might
rocks
as well just get these rocks
Yeah.
into this bucket hat.
into this
In
into
my
my
bucket.
bucket hat.
It's a bucket
Yeah.
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Bucket.
I have a little
Yeah.
thing out back. There are a lot of like smooth rocks out in my backyard, and some of them are part of a fountain, like a little water feature that is just like a flat bed of rocks that then water trickles down and kind of rotates around and around, which is great if you love mosquitoes.
Right.
They love running water.
Yeah, but now
Is
that we're
that
in the cold,
I was gonna say, is that to tease the lawn? Oh wait, you don't. Oh, do you have a lawn?
oh yeah, no,
This is what rain looks like. Nothing
Yeah.
you'll ever see.
it is gonna rain over like 5 of the next 6 days here.
Wow.
Fucking weird.
All right.
I have to take
Better-
my hastily. So all right, so I got into over-the-air television.
Okay.
You got
It's
into
just
it.
out
Oh,
there.
cool.
It's just out there.
They're just
That's
you
crazy.
get
Get
it.
It's free. People don't realize
free,
it. The
man.
waves.
The man
free.
just beams it into your skull, so why not put it onto a screen for a change? So I went and bought like the little square antenna thing, and I bought an HD home run that puts it onto my network that then
Nice.
Plex can see it as like a tuner, and it
Oh, shit.
gets a program guide like it's real television, like it's
All right. How
real
many
shit.
channels you getting?
I get like 98 or 99 or something.
It's
With
pretty
where
good.
it is right now. I get Saigon television and Little Saigon television.
Yo.
And Little Saigon.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And I bet the
Uh,
quality's real good, right?
It for the network channels and stuff. It is so it's basically over the last couple of months, it's been a game of me repositioning the antenna and running the scan. How many channels do I get? And going like, that's not
Yeah.
enough. And then
Yeah.
moving it somewhere else and moving it somewhere else. But since it had to be plugged into my network, like the number of places I could put it was pretty limited. I could put it on top of my daughter's changing table in her bedroom because the previous owners ran network cable upstairs to that room from this office
okay.
up there. So I was like, well, let's see if I can make this work.
Give it a shot.
And it got a lot of channels, but I can't leave it there. That's a bad place to leave it.
No.
So
yeah.
I'll mess with it.
so then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go buy an Ethernet to Wi-Fi like bridge thing. And so I bought this. It's a scary brand. I don't know if this is like giving away my secrets to some Chinese megacorp or something, but the name was right. I got from the fine folks at
Bros
Bros Trend.
Rose trend.
Bros
Shouts out to
Trend.
my
The first
bros
name
out
is
there.
working.
Sure.
But they're trending.
They
Rose are.
related to like
So,
Unilad
wait, so
or something.
describe exactly what that does.
Okay, so it is.
Lad Bible for
It's an
TV.
Ethernet. Yeah, exactly. It's an Ethernet jack that then so you can plug a wired thing into it to make it wireless, basically.
Got it.
So it puts an Ethernet port wherever you need it within range of Wi-Fi. So that frees me up from having to run that cable. And so as a result, I took all this shit. I got a power strip, the HD home run, the antenna, and the Bros Trend device, and plugged it all into the power strip, and then just threw it out on my front porch. Took the antenna, wedged it up into an area that was up kind of high, but is still sort of covered, and that's how I'm getting 90 something channels. But if I hold it in front of it and it can see the eastern sky better, I can get more channels, and I can get like the ATSC 3.0 versions of those channels, which are cleaner HD, higher resolution, and all this other stuff. So like actually even so that's the long-winded way to answer your question, is to say like actually when you get those channels properly, they look fucking great. They look like as good
Presumably
as
they
any
look
streaming
better.
channel online. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of the channels are dog shit, 480p, like
Yeah,
16 by 9 crushed into 4 by 3, and it's like a Vietnamese shopping channel, and you're like, I'm watching this all the time.
The way the
That's
good Lord
interesting.
intended. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. No. I guess I get my fair share and then some of religious channels. The classic Smile of a Child network. You want to catch Miss Charity's Diner or something like that. Something real nice.
Got to make sure God's antenna is receiving everything.
Exactly.
Okay?
So
Do you get any Japanese channels or anything?
there's one. There's like one. It's like NHK World. So it's not like it's not.
Still.
It doesn't run the stuff that you want. But
I think that's where the sumo's at. I can't get any sumo except for
there's
YouTube.
probably some sumo on there. But you could.
But it probably
There-
airs
I
at
mean-
3 in the morning. So
Yeah.
Get
kinda useless.
this woman some sumo.
Come on,
Sumo.
hook me up.
Yeah. So the crazy thing I discovered is I bought this new TV, this LG C1, and it actually just sees that HD home run box on my network and it will.
neat.
I can just use it to watch television. I can use this TV to watch
Instant.
television. It's fucking
Oh.
weird.
Easy.
Man, the funniest thing about those LG, like they are very plug and play with stuff like that in a way that I'm continually surprised. Where like I don't even set a thing up all the way, and it's just like, yeah, we got it, we picked it up, we're talking the
see
same
that.
language. We
Dang.
see
We
it.
see it.
The free what the fuck is the default like internet guide on that TV? Whatever it is, it's like 1,100 channels, and
Yeah.
and a lot of it is just like on a waiting room shit. But it it is just so crazy to me how many things out of the box that TV can just suck in right away. It's wild.
I
dude.
don't have cable. It's not hooked up to my TV. We just have our PC hooked up to our television.
Yeah.
We just watch YouTube off it and stuff like that. But like, I feel like I miss TV, but only like fucked up weird channels. I miss public access channels. I miss like weird foreign channels that are very interesting and I have no idea what anyone's saying or doing. Fucking. Oh, there was some channel that I was going to talk about. It just flew right out of my mind. Anyway, continue.
That streaming stuff gets you like half the way there, I feel like.
I know, right? But it's like it's so like you have to know what you're looking for. Like I like
Hmm.
stumbling upon that shit. You know?
The antenna stuff is nice for that because it brings back a lot of like there's a lot of garbage ass television on television, and the amount of infomercials that are on every single station, like even the big networks and stuff that you used to associate with like actual television, are now infomercials half the time too. Like it just paints this very bleak picture of what like the television industry is these days. But it's fun to just fuck. I don't know. It's been really fun to fuck around with this stuff and try to figure out where the best placement is. And I'm sure I'll eventually figure out where the best antenna placement is, set it up, and then use it like twice because then the project will be over. And
I was on a plane
whatever.
once, and there was a weird channel on that plane that had Trick Pool playing, and it
Nice.
was
Oh, hell yeah.
incredibly fucking wild to watch. I didn't know there was like a televised. It was like one of those like sports channels that's like, you know, the seventh one down.
Was
of
it the
that
Ocho?
brand of sports? No, I don't think so.
The Ocho's real now.
yeah, I think they it's not 24. Like they just bring it out for special events, right? Like as a goof.
It's like
But,
their brand. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know no Ocho.
So yeah,
show,
like definitely.
Oh,
I get a channel that just shows, and I've seen this channel in restaurants, like really shitty restaurants, that just play Fail Army 24/7.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like America's
Absolutely.
Funniest Home Videos, but like maximum broed out.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
no.
if you've ever seen, I know everybody hates this movie, Idiocracy. It's the channel that just plays
Hates
Out
it.
My Balls.
Yeah,
Hates
basically.
it. Who hates Idiocracy?
A lot of people don't like Idiocracy for a lot of pretty good reasons. Not gonna get into
Idiocracy.
it. Comments will get mad at me if I get into the reasons. I'm not gonna get into the reasons.
Well, yes. Either way, I'm familiar with "Ouch My Balls."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, there
The
you go.
It's
darling
basically
program.
it's basically that. Like it's you know when YouTube was full of fail videos, which I just even the term is so off-putting to me.
Blame
Like
Bob
this-
Saget. It's his fault. He started all
I
this
blame
shit.
Bob Saget for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like you know his appearance on the Jamie Kennedy rap album.
Oh.
You know,
prepping
Rolling with
for a,
Saget is a classic a joint. It's a Here, let me adjust my bucket hat. Yo, you gotta get this Jamie Kennedy and Stu Stone record. No, this is not the right. There's something off.
Are you
about this.
prepping
Yeah,
for
something off.
your?
Thank you.
Are you prepping for
Prepping
your
for
inevitable
something.
albumer debut with this incredibly
shit.
weird album I've never heard of
Absolutely
before?
not.
Oh, damn it.
The Jamie Kennedy Stu Stone record is not to be mocked; it's to be revered.
Okay. Fine.
What's Jamie Kennedy up to lately?
I don't want to know.
I get him
He mows my
confused
lawn
with
every
another
other
guy.
Thursday.
Oh,
There you go.
Zach
What
Braff
is
is
he
who I
up
get him
to? I feel
confused
like-
with.
I feel like he's hanging out with like Scott Kahn somewhere, and they're
I feel like
talking
he
about
should be involved
Boiler
in
Room
like
or
that.
something.
I feel like he should be involved in a similar racket that Adam Sandler and his friends are involved in, where they just make movies with each other and just like milk money
It's
out
not a
of
racket.
that.
It's a legitimate.
Yeah.
It's a legitimate business practice. I've turned
Yeah.
around on Adam Sandler this year.
Okay.
I'm a big supporter of Happy, whatever the fuck it's called.
It's I think it's Happy Madison.
There we
or,
go.
That sounds
Or
right.
Billy Gilmore, whatever. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Waterman.
Water.
Yeah, the water people.
Gilmore.
The Watermen are in this film. All of them. All your favorites.
I can't get upset with Adam Sandler. We're also 10 years apart, Jan, give or take, and I just feel like the side that I'm coming from was like, you've always enjoyed Adam Sandler and you forgave him for the last 10 years because he always just did like a Punch Drunk Love or an Uncut Gems or whatever the fuck, and you were like, yeah,
Just enough to get him back in his your
do
good
what you
graces.
Yeah, I
need
feel
to
like every
do.
10 years he does one of those, and people go, "Say, guy can act,"
and I feel like
Right.
he's
and
for
then
the
he's
most part-
forgiven for the next 10 years of just doing like,
I mean,
Yo, okay, all
in
right.
terms of
All the
like
bad
stuff. He's doing his thing.
controversialist,
Adam
No, he's-
Sandler is
it's
going.
great.
Okay, all right. Here's the thing. Almost every actress from Twilight has grown and gone on to do very great things, right? Kristen Stewart nominated for an Oscar, Robert Pattinson, Anna Kendrick, Christian Serratos, Justin Choi, I think his name is. The list goes on and on. Taylor Lautner is the only one that has not gone on to do bigger and better things, and Adam Sandler is gonna get him there, baby. The only
Really?
thing, Taylor Lautner has taken a break
Taylor
and
Lautner
a
the
hiatus from
werewolf one?
acting. Yeah, the werewolf one, Team Jacob, baby,
Okay.
all day,
yeah,
every day.
Jacob, Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking up this person.
He has not
That's right.
done any major acting stuff in a very long time, and he's coming out of acting retirement to be in a Netflix movie with Kevin James.
Oh shit!
Why?
That's
Huh.
yeah.
He
I
was
mean,
retired.
if that's enough to drag you out of retirement, you're like, oh, I get to work with Kevin
Oh,
James.
no.
This is the
he's
road to
doing-
redemption, baby.
He's doing a Kevin James football movie called Home Team.
I know.
God damn it!
That's a generic name.
This is where it starts. This is where it starts.
The
Comeback,
comeback
baby.
starts here.
Yep.
That's right.
Man,
in
you
2022, we're evolving this show into a Taylor Lautner respect zone. As you well know, it's already the Hook respect zone.
Yep.
We are all hookers here.
Yep. Goddamn, did
I've
they
played-
send Hook?
I've
Oh
pledged
my God.
my allegiance.
I haven't watched.
By the time this episode airs, Hook will have wrestled again.
That's
Oh
true.
my God.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
Can you even imagine?
I was gonna say I'm glad he lived up to the hype, but then it's like he is just the hype. He's like what Mojo Rawley should have been.
Yeah,
You know.
far more indifferent and gum chewing.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
Backlar, is that Adam Sandler on your shirt?
Oh fuck! It is, dude.
What the fuck?
All right.
talked
That's
about
not
it
a-
Are you
Fucking
selling
10
that
minutes.
shirt? Was this whole thing just a fucking?
That's not a goof. That's not
Oh
a
my
goof.
By the way, you can get a copy of this shirt over at bacalartees.biz.
Yeah, we walked right into that. That's how organic the Sandler brand is.
The Sandler verse.
Come on. I love that I love that we were very close to no one even saying that.
Well,
Like,
so
we were
I
ready
thought it
to
was
move on.
Gilligan for a while. I thought it was
No,
like
it's,
for a second.
it's Happy Gil- it's what is
It looked
it's
like
Billy
Bob Denver a little
Madison.
bit to me. Okay,
No, it's
yeah,
Billy
no.
Madison in the scene where he like plays
He's got
dodgeball.
Now that I'm looking at the full
Yeah,
shirt
now I
and not
see it.
just
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
that's
yeah, that's it. He's like, now you're all in big trouble. That thing. Yeah.
I feel like I will probably. I'm not going to say that I'm going to go see any movie that Adam Sandler is in ever again because but I'm not going to say I'm
No,
not going to either.
Yeah, I'll see
But
you a
it
lot.
It could
I'll see
happen.
him.
You never know.
I feel like
He's-
he's a guy. Like whatever. I like those albums. The first,
Yes.
maybe the last
Oh,
one
they're
was
all
no
gonna laugh
good,
at
but
you.
like,
Yeah.
hey, those first
Dude.
two records were incredible. And
The goat. I mean, come on.
yeah, the
Like,
fucking goat.
Oh my
You
God.
know,
the goat is
just-
so good.
there's just iconic
Toll
stuff
Booth
there.
Willie,
that-
right?
Yes, Toll
Yeah.
Booth. I fucking was talking about Toll Booth Willie earlier today.
God
See?
damn.
A classic.
When I get mad at things, there's still a part of me that says I'm coming out of the booth, and like it's
Shit.
like that's right there all the time.
This is amazing. I
Adam
thought I was the only
Sandler-
one. This makes me feel better.
Oh no way, dude! I mean, in the '90s, like the youth of America, I feel like was entranced with that CD.
Yeah.
Here's the
Truly.
thing. I believe Adam Sandler will probably follow a similar path. Maybe not pound for pound as like a Bill Murray, who
I knew you were gonna
was
say
like,
Bill Murray.
yeah, but like that's probably what is going to happen. Where he's like, when he gets into his 60s, he's going to be like, all right, there's really no room left for me to do my, Rob Schneider and David Spade and Kevin
'Cause they're all
James
dead or
shenanigans.
something.
Because like they're all going to be in their 60s and we're all just going to be, it's going to be a
Or
joke.
one of them
'cause we
will
can't
die,
be
and the
dumb-
rest will be too
can't
bummed
be,
out
like-
to do stuff.
Oh Jesus, Jess! We can't be like these,
Someone's
it can't
dying.
be these like young dads anymore finding shenanigans.
Right.
He's gonna have to do like mostly selective, serious roles. He's gonna do another Uncut Gems adjacent thing. He's gonna get himself nominated. I think that's what he's just gonna do because he's got the chops for it for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's gonna.
But also, I think I could see
I'm
him
here to
making
see
like
that.
like a series of grandpa fart movies. You know.
Oh, totally.
But hopefully his Netflix contract will be expired by then, where you won't have to pump out these like $3 million, 86-minute features. And
You're gonna have to
fucking-
see a lot of Kevin James
yeah,
like
to that
underpants
side.
humor to get there. Like there's
Right.
no escaping that shit.
We need
I
a
saw
third
the-
Mall Cop movie to complete the trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, just pinch your
The
nose,
the final
swallow it.
blurt.
It'll be on the final blurt. Who is
Take
that
your
guy?
Kevin James,
Jason?
and you can have your Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time people really liked Kevin James though. Like Kevin James, I feel like had a really good stand-up once.
No one I know.
Is he the King of Queens?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Stand-up, didn't you? Yeah, people
Weren't
like
we
King
all
of
the King of
Queens,
Queens?
right?
Yeah.
You know?
I did Kevin James do stand up? I don't know that I've ever seen him do stand up.
Yeah.
I thought he just materialized as an actor and
I think that's how he got his start. I
Okay.
think that and Everyone Loves Raymond.
Probably almost all of them
Right.
had their start. I feel like there's
makes sense.
Probably no like SNL adjacent people that didn't have their start in stand up in some
or
sort
improv
of
or
fashion.
yeah,
David
some kind of
Spade
thing.
had some stand up that was okay, I think.
I think David Spade was not unfunny when David Spade was on it. Speaking of David Spade, he was in the crowd at was it the last? I think he was at that Jake Paul fight
Okay.
All right.
That
or the
lines
last
up.
UFC. I forget which, but there was
would
one of those things where they're like, "All the stars are out tonight. Look, it's David Spade," and it's just
Oh my.
Spade just standing in the crowd looking fucking rough, and
I mean,
yeah,
these dudes are pushing 60. Like,
yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. I guess they are getting up there. But
It's been
yeah,
a long time
yeah.
since the Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah. Never been a better time for Emperor's New Groove 2 or 3. or-
Okay. Maybe the last thing I'll bring up about Taylor Lautner and the Kevin James Adam Sandler universe.
all right, this is your fault, Jan. Go
Yeah,
on.
this is my fault. It upsets me. It upsets me that John Singleton's last movie that he directed before he passed was a Taylor Lautner joint called Abduction. The same director that brought us hits like Poetic Justice, Boys in the
wow.
Hood, Too Fast, Too Furious.
Wow.
His last movie was Abduction with Taylor Lautner, which was just okay.
Action thriller. I've
And
never
it
heard of
features
this
a
movie.
really bad like CGI kind of drawing of like, this is who you are, Taylor Lautner. It's like, God, I gotta find this picture. Real quick.
Alfred Molina's in this movie. He shows up in a lot of things that I don't expect.
does.
Whoa, there's a guy in this called Richard Citroni that plays someone named Gregory, and his IMDb image is some sort of demon he played in some other movie.
no, that's just
what
him.
I would put. That's what I would
Yeah.
put.
Right.
That's great.
Lounging at home, rocking it.
Me and Satan.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there's, it's we haven't done much since the last time we got together and recorded, but why don't we talk a
That was
little bit about some
yesterday.
games?
Yeah. Adam Sandler's new game.
Little Nicky 2, also for Game Boy, weirdly
Game Boy.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xbox.
Little Nicky's, yeah.
Little Nicky came up by hockey the other day. Someone was talking about it.
It's a terrible movie. It's a terrible movie.
It's very bad.
You're wearing the shirt
I
that
feel
too.
like that's if you like, where did the wheels fall off of the Sandler train that it just became like it's like post Happy Gilmore? Was there anything past like
No,
Waterboy? Is
after-
Waterboy the last
after, like,
one?
No, Big Daddy's a good movie. Big Daddy is a wholesome, good movie.
It kills me.
That's the one with the little Jughead, right?
Little Jughead.
Little
I
Jughead?
don't know. There's a little kid in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that kid, did that kid grow up to be Jughead?
Yeah, the Riverdale
Okay.
boy.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, he's one of the Zach and
shit.
Cody's.
Why
Holy
do you
shit.
know that?
Why
the-
wouldn't
You
you
know
Disney
that.
stuff.
I mean,
That doesn't
don't
seem like
know.
that obscure knowledge. Yeah.
I don't think I saw Big Daddy. I feel like Big Daddy might have been on the other
Oh.
side of a line for me.
Yeah,
Big Daddy's all right.
Happy Meal.
All right.
Yeah, I've been
Big
there.
Daddy's okay.
Been there.
I think
Yeah.
Big Daddy is worth watching.
Okay.
Um,
I'll add it to the list. The
I ever
Matrix
tell
and
you-
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
That's my movie list.
Pick your poison.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you I'm saying related is
I was gonna say you're about to
Maybe
brag
too
about something related to Big
generous.
Daddy.
maybe too
I
generous.
just
of
say
a
that I'm
word.
related to Adam Sandler, and you can get these shirts online.
I get a commission.
I do. I have to go trace down the genealogy here, but I am related to one of the guys in a lot of Adam Sandler movies. He plays like the social worker in Big Daddy. He's the principal in Billy Madison.
Oh, is he
yeah.
the
His
pizza
name is
shop
Josh
owner
Mostel.
in Mr. Deeds?
Oh
No.
wow.
I don't know. I can't recall him from Mr. Deeds.
I don't remember his name, but I've actually seen Big Daddy recently. It just showed up after wrestling one night, and I was just enthralled. But I remember exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
My
go on.
yeah. Mostel is a name back in my family on like one quarter side there. So
Wow.
yeah, that's a little trivia, little Jewish New York actor trivia there for you all.
My
now,
ex girlfriend was
coolest.
cousins with local celebrity Dick
Yeah.
Trickle, who was a racing
Dick
guy.
Trickle.
Dick
Trickle was his name.
Yeah, that's the name I'd keep. I wouldn't
not
change
Richard.
that at all.
I wouldn't go by Richard
Not-
at all.
Not Dickie. Just straight up Dick Trickle
Dick
is
the
Race
racer.
car
driver.
Yeah.
Yep. He's a real dude. They're cousins.
I'm
That's my claim.
I'm allegedly distantly the descendant of Charles Dickens
No shit.
Okay.
on like his mistress's side or something.
Oh,
Okay, that still
Scandalous.
counts. That still counts.
Ooh.
All right, Jan, who are you related to?
I'm just gonna say I'm related to any famous brown person.
probably.
I'll just pull that card.
Taylor Lautner.
Okay.
He's not brown. He's just a white dude.
Whoa!
Get out! Really?
He's just a white dude.
No.
He's like Taz from ECW. I was so heartbroken when I found out Taz was just a really
Just a
tanned
white
Italian
guy?
dude.
Oh yeah,
Get
dude.
the fuck
yeah.
out.
That'll get you. That'll get you. A Brooklyn Italian dude.
Really?
Jeff, who are you related to?
I don't know. It's no, I can't think of anyone.
This motherfucker's Dutch and French
Trickle.
and German. What the hell?
All right.
Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
Maybe one day you'll figure it out. It sneaks
No,
up on you.
yeah.
You never know.
It starts now, is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I had there was a story that I was told recently that was like that going the other way of someone who was a fan of the site that didn't know that we were related in some obscure way.
So it's you. It's you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If you can't name the famous person, you are the famous person, I guess, right?
There we
By
go.
default,
That's how it
right? So
works.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't know. Video games.
Ah.
A lot of catch up to do over the break, and there's a handful of things that I just there's stuff that I want to spend more time with that I have no like business reason to spend more time with, but that said, I think I'm going to play it when we do the live show tomorrow, and for me it's Tower Unite. It's been too long since I've spent any time in Tower Unite, and I just want to
what's
hang
going
out
on there?
and there's been a handful of updates that I just kind of keep seeing on the Steam kind of news feed going through about like, they changed some arcade stuff and did this and that. But I don't know. I just want to get back in and hang out. And I want to unpack my Quest 2, which I packed up before moving and hadn't really messed with in a long time, and just kind of peep back in on VR and see what is there. This Resident Evil 4 port for Quest is apparently
really good. That's what I hear.
apparently quite good. So maybe I'll check that out. And other than that, I want to play a whole bunch of Halo. They're going to have their winter event, and I just haven't had time. My internet seems like it, fingers crossed, is working again.
Okay.
All right.
I believe in it. Did you get a guy? Did you grease
5 or
any
6
palms?
times before.
Yeah,
I did. The
that's-
guy with
that's
the,
a
I
good
don't know.
question.
I don't know. The guy. I
Did you
feel like
grease him?
I did
you
not
grease him?
grease any palms.
You got to grease him.
Wow.
Yeah. If anyone comes back and is like,
Were they
hey,
just
I
like,
can-
oh, this is Jeff Kurtzman. We have to.
Did I ever tell the, did I ever tell the story
Don't
that like
you know who I am?
Yes.
that happened to like that happened to me before on the other internet company at the old house, that like it got to a point where it was so bad I had to complain on Twitter, and then immediately their support stuff reached out and was like, oh, we'll look into it. Like there was a guy under my desk like messing with network cables and stuff, and then his radio went off or something. Like what it was, like an Andrew Dice Clay tech support, like it was messing with my cables. And I can like wrap around and smoke like this.
Yep.
All the cool shit.
Very deep dice cut right there.
God.
So,
that's good, though.
and he's got his radio or his like, fucking where you at chirper thing, and it goes off, and there's a guy going, hey, yeah, and he's on speakerphone, and he's like, I'm up on the pole. I don't know, some big Twitter guy is having some kind of speed problem or something, so they sent me out to try and figure it out. Some influencer, whatever. And like
Fucking happens every week.
Yeah, and the guy's like, oh yeah, no, I'm at his house right now. and I wanted to die being described that way. I was like, oh God, I fucking just put me in a fucking box.
Nice.
Throw me to the goddamn ground. But whatever, man, my internet got fucking fixed. And then after that, they put me on a separate list of like, when I call, it rang through to like, hey, you're a VIP, motherfucker. And then like I got a person on the phone real fast. And it sucks that there are tiers of service like that. At the same time,
true, yeah.
it was nice to be able to get shit working again.
Sure.
So
You're the
I don't know if
bourgeoisie.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Well, I have to parlay my way into some similar tier now that I'm on a different company's internet.
Tweet about it again.
It's like I don't. It's gross, right? It's gross.
It's gross, but also fuck them up a little. Yeah.
That has been in my back pocket like the whole time that this internet is,
Keeps
because this
them
internet's been
honest,
fucked since
right?
before Thanksgiving. Like there was just like, when do I pull that trigger and be that douchebag? Like when do I fucking just be like, hey, you're really fucking. And I don't want to fucking be that
like,
guy.
douchebag to whom is the question? You know,
Myself.
People that read it. Yeah,
Yourself.
Can I sleep at night? The
other
people
people-
that read it.
the
Yes,
regular
there's a-
folk. I think
Yeah,
the regular
the
folk
people-
are just like, good, we want your internet to be fixed, and also fuck Comcast or whoever the fuck is dealing with this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so. I don't know.
I don't
That-
know.
that
You
is
know,
a-
you're
I don't know.
that the internet service provider will never
just
be the
feel
little
like
guy here.
There's you're right. But there's a dotted line from like behaving that way to like walking into a coffee place and saying, I'm the Foursquare
Going
mayor of this
mad with
location. Do you
power.
have any deals? And
Yeah.
like those people should be executed. Like not
Yeah,
that they
no,
exist
yes.
anymore because Foursquare is whatever, but like the people that did that when Foursquare was a thing, put them out in the street and put bullets in their head. Like let's just get this done. Like
There was a local YouTube mild celebrity that was a singer in the Bay Area that he rolled up to the sandwich shop I was at and then the coffee shop I was at, and both times said like, hey, I'm blah blah blah, can I
Give
get a
no
free
fuck.
drink, can I get a free sandwich? I look
For
at
real?
him,
Lead with
yeah,
that.
Damn.
yeah, I look at him, it's like, hell no, you can't get a free stuff, blah blah blah, a sandwich or a
yucky.
coffee, get out of here.
Disgusting.
get fucking
I
fucked.
feel like this is a different situation than that, but that's just my perspective.
It is a different situation, but you can see it from there, right? Like
there's
that's
definitely there's a pipeline. You
Yeah.
know, you don't want to get in that pipeline, but I feel
definitely
like you
not.
can still.
I never want to be
like,
thought
yo,
of in the same breath as a motherfucker that would walk into a coffee place and just straight up ask for free shit, or like the people that are like, "Can I stay at your hotel for free? I'll put it on my Instagram." It's like, what? I'll put you in the fucking ground. Fuck you. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. For
It's a
sure.
slippery
Yeah.
slope. It's a weird,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
weird balance.
don't
I
know
think
how
you're doing
slippery
it.
that
I
slope
think
is.
you're,
I don't know.
look, here's the thing, right? A lot of people go on Twitter and complain about utilities, right?
It's true. Yes.
It seems like
Public
sometimes that's the only
services-
reason the platform exists. So
I feel like this is a public service and it's not getting a coffee. You know, if it's like, wow, like Delta left me stranded somewhere. It's like, fucking, I want to go home. Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
I think it's good to like blast companies that it's like, you should be better at whatever the fuck.
You're a voice of
fucking
the
up for
people.
this. Yeah.
that's the thing. You're a voice of the people.
Hey.
I'm the cudgel that they use to.
Exactly.
I
it's
will
not
pick
like
up
you're
my.
gonna,
I will throw the rock through the window for the people.
Yes, that rock represents
like-
freedom.
It's not like you're going to come back on Twitter and be like, wow, they really helped me. They were so kind and they got me fixed up right away. I sure do love service provider. Like, you're not going to do that after they fix your shit. So it's like,
Unless they did
there's
a really good job and they were
Yeah,
very
maybe you
amicable.
will.
what else were
Right?
they doing underneath that desk?
Right.
I don't know.
That's right.
Oh my God, what was the question yesterday?
Oh,
Never
boy.
mind.
Halo
Video
Infinite.
games. Yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
that grappling hook. I don't know how further into the game you have to wait for it to get the multiple charges. Just wish I just had it instantly all the time.
So you never get multiple
It's-
charges, but there's a cooldown reduction, and that's
and it's pretty quick.
that's the best.
and
it
you can
gets.
make it
It's-
quicker, right?
Yeah, well, it's the
I think
cooldown
so.
reduction is like is the one thing you get, but like once you have that, you can scale a vertical surface. Like it recharges fast enough that you know, if you're kind of like holding up and kind of launching off of your hook as best you can, you can scale whatever you need to scale.
Okay.
Um,
I have not made any progress in that game because I just keep like faffing around in the small early open world area,
Yeah.
just like shooting the hook. I'm like, ha, look at that, that was cool.
yeah,
Um,
it's real cool. That's where I am too, playing through it again. Like I kind of got to the open world area. I've just been running around doing all the side shit and getting skulls and getting all the multiplayer
I
unlocks
can't for the
you can
life of
find.
me
and-
find a skull, and like I'm trying my hardest to like dig around, but I might.
You've already missed the first two and can't go back and get them because they're in the missions.
Man. Well, I'm
Sorry.
not that far in. Maybe I'll just
Yeah.
restart.
Well, when you unlock them for once, they unlock across multiple playthroughs. So you could just play those first two missions to get those two.
Okay.
The easiest one to get in the
This-
open world early stuff is like there's that tower area that's like the first mission. It's like the third mission. I think it's just straight up called the tower.
Mhm.
You just grapple your way onto the very top of the tower, and I think at the top center of it, there's a skull up there.
As someone who is not playing Halo Infinite,
Mm-hmm.
what do the skulls do?
They're difficulty modifiers generally. It'll be like, hey, if you activate this skull, it's like a toggle. It'll make it so explosion radiuses are doubled, or what else is there? And then there's some fun ones that'll like one activates separate dialogue, or rare dialogue becomes more common. So like the weird funny stuff that grunts will say in combat just comes out more frequently.
Okay, cool.
One makes it so I think everyone, as soon as they see you, they throw their grenades at you.
It's like the
as soon
bolts
as
in
you're
Ratchet
detected,
and
they're like,
Clank.
fuck you, and just start throwing
Yeah,
stuff.
I was gonna compare it to the bolts in Ratchet and Clank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, similar to
Yeah.
that, similar to like when
gold bolts.
the late game stuff in Bastion is kind of a direct sort of thing there too. Like a lot of the Supergiant games have those kind of things too. The catch is like with the Halo stuff, you can't make progress in the game while that stuff's turned on. It won't save. You can't save your game, and you don't get achievements with skulls turned on, which in a mission-based game like the old Halos is fine because you can just kind of replay an individual mission with that stuff on, and it doesn't matter that you can't save because you're just going to play the one mission and stop. But in an open world game, it's a little bit weirder.
So I understand not letting you have achievements for such things, but not letting you progress. Like,
Well, so
literally,
some
they
of them, like, it makes your grenades have a better radius too. So it's kind of like if you're playing right, some of those skulls can make things easier. And so they don't want to cheapen the difficult achievements by letting you turn on this skull, this
Yeah.
skull, and this skull to
Yeah, I totally get the
cheap your way
achievements
through it.
part, but when you say progress, you don't mean like in-game physical progress, like story progress.
you cannot
mission
save the
progress?
game. So if you played like 2/3 of that game with a skull turned on and then turned it off, it would not save your game.
What?
Yeah.
That's weird
Because again,
to
like
me.
you know,
Is that weird?
it's it's weird for it's weird for the game that Halo Infinite is. It's not weird for every other Halo game that has done this the exact same way, because
It's
they're
like
all just super
oddly-
linear, whatever.
That's oddly punishing. I didn't think it's kind of like these things seem like, you know, the gold bolts or like skill points in Spyro or something, where it's like, I don't know, it feels like you're unlocking kind of harmless feeling cheats.
The flow
slash-
is
I
yeah.
don't know. It's
It's-
like if you
it's-
just want to do something that's fun, why punish the player and be like, you can't save?
Especially one that's like, oh, if you shoot a grunt in the head, you hear children cheering. You know, like that's.
Yeah, like
You know,
that's not
like,
gonna,
that
like,
doesn't hurt
make the game
anything.
easier or something.
Yeah.
Like, and even
I
if
hope
it does
that
make the game
they-
easier, who cares? Let people
Right.
save their game. That's
I
strangely
just-
punitive.
I hope that they set that up, and I hope they change that down the line, because it's a system that made a ton of sense or worked out much better in every previous Halo game that's done it, but it makes way less sense in this game because the way this game is structured. So,
because like
and they just kind of
Strange.
in the
Yeah.
original games, you'd complete the game, go hunt for the skulls, and then like replay
It's like
a
a
level.
new game plus sort of
Kind of,
thing.
yeah. Like you weren't
Okay.
really always playing, like, so there'd be an achievement in those games for finish every level on legendary, but you didn't have to do it in one session. You would go like, oh, I'm going to play level 3, and then it would tell you what's the highest difficulty you've completed each mission on. It still does that, but it's a very different type of game, and so like those sorts of restrictions just don't make as much sense. I suspect it's just one of those things that they're like, hey, we have to finish this game and get it the fuck out the door. And we will think
Right,
about this stuff
yeah.
later. And hopefully they will revisit a little bit of that, because I think that there's
Seems
probably
like
a better way to handle it.
Little unfun to me. Like
Yeah.
these things seem like they are there to provide fun, but then they are punishing you for using the weird, goofy, fun things, and it's like that seems rather counterintuitive to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They aren't all fun. Some of them are just like, it turns off
UI.
the HUD. Yeah. It's like,
Why
okay.
punish somebody for that? That's so weird. Like, why not turn off the
Right,
HUD?
exactly. Like, let them save, like, for that. Like,
Yeah.
who's it hurting? To like, you're making the game a little bit harder there, so why not? It doesn't.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
strange decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. But I think they just did it that way because they've always done it that way, and they should rethink that part later.
Yeah.
If they get the
Different
time
game
to
and
do
also
so.
like a different time. Like, you know, yeah, I don't know.
You're
I
right.
feel like there's
Yeah.
a lot, like, it's a lot more acceptable to like let people turn on things that would formerly perhaps be considered cheats for, you know, accessibility reasons and stuff like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, if you just want to skip this part that's being bullshit, like by turning on like, you know, God mode, like who gives a shit? I don't know. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Purist
Whatever.
giving shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Matters
yeah.
to me.
I'm
You didn't play
fake
the game
gamer.
right.
Yeah,
Shit
I can
gamer
see you
over
in the
here.
chat right now. Mods,
What
ban
they
them as
would've
well.
been saying.
Chat's
Fake
going
gamer
nuts
over
right
here.
now.
While we're at it, make Bloodborne easier.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a Let's Player, so my experiences have really shaped my opinion with regards to like what counts as experiencing a game. Like I used to be more gatekeepy about that, but it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Some people can't play certain games, are interested in something but don't have access to it, and it's just like if you've basically experienced like, you know, you sat on a couch next to your partner and gave them advice and like, hey, go here, hey, do that. You know, what counts as playing a game anymore? I'm
I
really
sat by
loosey-goosey
my
about
wife
that.
while she played 90 hours of Nino Kuni, and I can safely
In
say
a row.
I've experienced Nino Kuni.
Yeah,
am-
right.
I am entrenched in Nino Kuni. I know all about Nino Kuni, but I'd never
No,
laid
but
a
I'm
hand on a
serious.
controller.
Make Bloodborne easier. I'm being dead serious.
I would not
Make it
mind
easier.
Bloodborne. to be
I'm an
honest.
expert in it
I
now.
What if you just got better at? What if you just got better at?
I
what if
became
I just-
amazing at
Yeah.
it. I
could
became
do a
amazing.
lot of things. I could do a lot of things with endless time, with infinite time. But I don't got that. So make it
Yeah, you
easier.
know.
Put in like an hour rep every day.
Yeah. Just flex those muscles, right?
I go
Get
back
outta
and forth
here.
on that stuff in a lot of senses, because at the end of the day, there are so many video games coming out all the time for such a wide variety of players.
Is someone getting murdered, Jan? What the fuck was that?
It wasn't me.
That wasn't
Is
you.
that an ice cream truck?
My daughter's home
I'm muted
from
over
her
here. I don't
walk and running around screaming. I
Oh,
mean, my
cool.
door's shut.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if you heard that, but she's
Yeah.
she's singing.
Oh,
Cool.
Okay.
She's singing. She likes
Go for it,
she's,
girl.
Very nice.
she's
Very nice.
she's demanding a lot of music lately, and plays her little. She's got a little ukulele. She plays along with it. It's
Sick.
pretty
Oh.
pretty amazing.
I saw
But,
I saw on Discord a couple days ago you were listening to Rubber Ducky from Ernie.
Yep. We have
It's
since
it's classic.
switched the Spotify accounts on the television from mine to my wife's to stop my playlists from getting as fucked up. So
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's
Gonna
the
get
thing they don't
trap
tell you.
remixes of Rubber Ducky or something.
the Roku Spotify client does not have private session mode like the other apps do and stuff. So there's no way to just say like, hey, don't consider this when recommending me music or what. I don't know. Spotify sucks in a lot of ways, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
Anyway,
the gatekeeping stuff, like I think that
Yeah.
that stuff's like gone full circle so many times over the years. Like it's I'm of two minds about it. Like one, anyone who wants to experience Bloodborne should be able to, right? I mean, why not? Like have a default experience, set it, tune it however you want, difficult, whatever. But like, why not just throw in some stuff? Like it's not some big badge of honor. Like, and if you want to make some badge of honor, just fucking
Some
hit
people,
the trophies.
want that
trophy.
badge of
Yeah,
honor
just,
though, but
you know,
I think
like set-
people are
set
too
a trophy
precious
for-
about this shit.
Yeah.
Totally.
Also
I
think
mean,
that,
and
like,
it-
you know, making your own personal badges of honor in like a community is like totally worth doing. Like that's why speedrunning is such an incredible endeavor. Like we're taking this thing and we're making it really specifically challenging in a very particular way, and that is like totally a really cool badge of honor, you know. But I feel like, you know, think of how many, you know, millions of people have beaten Bloodborne. It's like, you know, is it really that special if millions of people have done it anyway? Like, why not let more people
call
enjoy
me-
the thing you like? I don't know.
Call me a loser. I don't care. Call me
Yeah,
like
whatever.
I want the
You want
game
that
to make
ninja-
fun
like,
of me.
Ninja Gaiden
Let the
had a
game-
mode that if you died a bunch of times, it would say, hey, do you want to play a ninja dog mode?
Sure, I'd be like,
And
yes.
it was like the lower
where's that mode?
difficulty. Yeah.
Give me that mode, please.
And they would try to, you know, that was like their sick burn or whatever. But at the same time, it was like, yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be a sick burn to just like, especially when you think about it in the business term of like, you're trying to sell a goddamn video game, like
Yeah,
maybe make
right,
it
yeah.
something that a wider audience can appreciate. But but at the same time, the other side of that is, you know, there are so many games coming out. Like you don't have to play Bloodborne. No one has to play Bloodborne. It's fine. It's a cool game. I like it, but
I
it's
like
fine
to
if people
play
don't like it.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
not the
like it too.
90s. It's not the 90s where like only one type of person plays video games and thus
Yeah.
like so that's like you talk about gatekeepiness, and when we did that Cybermania thing, like a lot of that came rushing back, but like when Myst came out, I was fucking mad
Yeah.
about it
Why? 'Cause
because that's
it
not
was
a goddamn
selling
video
out?
game. That's
It's
some
not a
fucking
video
game.
horse shit for fucking moms. Like, oh, you put that CD-ROM in your just close down Encarta and put in Myst. Same thing.
Yeah, yeah,
That's pretty funny.
absolutely.
Like, because at the time Doom and all this other stuff was coming out, and so you know, like at the rise of multimedia on the PC, and how much attention it was getting, because that was right around the time that I was starting to like go to industry events and all this other stuff, and you just saw like assholes. It's a lot like the NFT conversation now. It's assholes in suits who know jack fuck about video games trying to tell you how video games are going to be made in the future, and it's, you know, even to someone who did not make games and does not make games, it's very easy to hear those pitches and just go, fuck you. You have no idea what you're talking about. And it's been the nice, reassuring thing talking to actual fucking real ass game developers out there making games, that when the NFT conversation comes up, there's like, fuck all this. This is a horse shit. Those people have no idea. Like the exact same thing that, you know, when you have those people coming into the space and trying to, you know, make recommendations about how games are made, the exact same reaction happens all the time. But like there was all that stuff was happening, and it was just like Hollywood is going to take over video games, and here's Tia Carrere and her game, and you know, and you just look at all these games and they were all Dragon's Lair. This is like Dragon's Lair was what, like 82 or 84. So this is like years after those Laserdisc games came and went in arcades. And you saw them in shittier forms happening on the PC. And it was just very easy to just look at it and go like, I've seen this before and it fucking sucked then. And you people have no idea what you're fucking talking about. But there was so much money being thrown around.
Yeah.
That looking back on it now, I'm like, oh, of course, like you're going to
Especially
chase the
'cause, like,
fucking Hollywood money.
Dragon's Lair made like a shitload of money because it was constant death cutscenes, so you had to constantly pouring more and more quarters into it to see the ending of what basically amounts to being a 13-minute cartoon that split up.
Exactly.
into parts where you have to stop watching the cartoon. And it's like, is that a game? I don't know, you know.
I think in these more enlightened times, yes, of course it's a game. Like it's not worth fighting about. Is it a good game?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
And like my dad, when Dragon's Lair came out, my dad took me to arcades, I don't know, not once a week, but like we would go on the weekends a lot. And he just got to a point where he just played Dragon's Lair because he needed to see it through. And that arcade was charging $1 a fucking play for it.
Yeah.
And so he just pumped a lot of money into it, finished it, and then just like never touched it ever again. It was like, why would you at that point? You're like, okay, good. What are you gonna play it backwards? Like that was
there's no replayability to Dragon's Lair. Oh.
Yeah, it's they mix up the scenes and they revert and they mirror them, so you have to hit left instead of right and shit like that. Like that's the new game plus of Dragon's Lair.
That's
hilarious. But like I looked at that thing and just said like, fuck this. This is barely even a video game. This is barely interactive, and just walked away from it. Like it always felt like a scam.
That was also one of the first instances of like graphics being like, wow, everybody freaking out about the graphics more than like, is it fun to play? Is it gamey enough to define as a video game and stuff like that? And that would continue with like other FMV type games,
Yeah.
On like, and other consoles and PC and stuff like that.
Totally. And so like that was like, so I get why people get gatekeepy about video games, because like I very much felt that urge through the early 90s, like until the PlayStation came out and you were like, okay, video games are gonna be fine. But
we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, we're gonna make it through this. Because all that stuff just started to tank, and you saw all those companies that came rushing in. You saw them all start to go out of business, and just the whole thing just flopped. And you're like, that's what you get, you fucking idiots. Absolutely. You have no idea. You don't know what video games even are. Like, get out of here.
And like,
and
it
that's
comes
what the
from
NFT
that sort
stuff
of place.
seems like now.
Yeah, like that gatekeeping stuff definitely comes from that sort of place too. But I feel like a lot of it also just comes from like the kind of like 90s, early 2000s, like very like bro-y, masculine sort of like, this is our tree house.
Yeah.
No one else allowed.
Totally.
This is the games. This is not the games. This is who's allowed to play it. This is who's not allowed to play it. That's weird that you play that. You're not supposed to. And of course, not everybody was like that. Don't go off in the comments saying I'm saying all gamers are trash or shit like that. But there was an undercurrent, a social undercurrent of gatekeeping being completely acceptable. It was in all the ads. It was all this like macho bullshit stuff was in all the magazine ads and all the conventions, having booth babes. Like it was all kind of like caught up in that sort of proving yourself as a dude and stuff like that. So I feel like that kind of gets
it was a
hooked up
monoculture
in with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the games, there were enough video games coming out that like through the 16-bit era, like you could pretty much pick up and play anything, and you would, or I would, because I liked video games and there weren't that many of them. So like I played a lot of Madden and Joe Montana football, and like I fucking hate football, but like I played, like that's how I got into hockey for a few years, was because when that EA hockey game came out. It's incredible. It's an incredible video game.
Hell yeah.
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 Yeah. And so like as it grew out of that, I think you had some people that had to be dragged kicking and screaming into the bigger world, which is funny because I think all players wanted back then was for video games to feel legitimate and like a legitimate art form and blah, 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 and be taken seriously. And now they are, and everyone's mad about it.
Yes, everyone's regressing.
Like all those same
to,
people
like,
are like, no, what? No, stop.
Why are you taking this so seriously? It's just games. This blah, blah, blah. And they also had a similar reaction to, the 1994, like all the Supreme Court nonsense with Mortal Kombat and Night Trap and stuff like that. And it's like, do games cause violence? Da, da, da. And of course it was like, no, they're toys. No. Shut up. But then it's like, if they're toys, should these be so bloody and violent and have such, themes that we normally don't have in our children's toys? That's the, furtherance of that idea. The end point of that idea that they're toys is, if they're toys, they shouldn't be made like this so maturely. And if they are, we should rate them. And what came out of that is just the ESRB and all that stuff. Which was a net good, I think,
Totally. It's yes, absolutely. But to see the people that were on the one side of that hypocritically, like flip to the other as like the gatekeeping meta changed.
It's interesting, right?
It's just fucking dumb. You just look at it and you're like it's the same thing that like when the iPhone got big, and like we still see some of that where if we, talk about a mobile game or something like that, there's still people that just go like, I can't believe you're wasting your time with these fake video games. Like fucking just fuck off.
Yeah.
Just fuck off. And it's, I don't know. So sometimes that stuff just seems like it's never ending.
Like, will it ever go away? I don't know, but I am glad that like
I
things
think
have
it's-
diversified to a point where
Changes.
it's like,
it's
where like bringing up the conversation is at least like, ugh, this shit again. Like, can we get over the conversation? Like,
And you
Yeah,
see moves
I
in the
still like
business
talking
that are
about
trying
it,
to
though. It's
you see moves in the business that are trying to support that. Even if you take it as its most cynical like thing, like the idea of, hey, we need to find ways to get more people playing video games. It just makes a ton of sense. Even if you remove it from the business and end of things, like, yes, more people should play video games. They're great. And that's why you see like when Microsoft goes and puts like touch screen support in xCloud and stuff, so people can play on phones or whatever else, like accessibility, like all the advances in accessibility that help make games more playable for wider arrays of people. Like there are ways to spin that as a bad thing, but I think the only people actually doing that are assholes.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of
and-
people who were hurt as kids for being, and they associate that with, I was made fun of because I was into video games. And that might not have even necessarily been the case, but now that they see people accepting video games and it becoming so much more of a common thing to do that is accessible, it's like, why did I suffer so much?
It's not
This is my thing, not your thing.
Yeah.
It's
you
not a
know?
unique personality trait. It's a very common thing for people to do. And the identity of I'm a gamer, it's like, shut up. So is everyone else. Like find a way to define yourself that is not just that, because it doesn't make sense anymore, and it kind of never did.
Yeah, you see the same thing in like for people with anime especially, right? Like I remember when Megan Thee Stallion like I think it was on the cover of Complex, or she did a photo shoot and then she dressed up as like a My Hero Academia character. Like there are people online that like lost their minds and saying like, oh, she's not a real fan, blah blah blah,
Fake.
and all this crap.
Fake
And it's just,
weeaboo.
and it's like, if I was a kid, I don't know, I think I'd be pretty jazzed if like the super popular rapper is like referencing very specific things. So like, oh cool, you're like me, versus like shutting them down immediately. And I don't know.
Like,
It's a
fucking go
generational
to Hot Topic.
thing.
That's where
Yeah.
all the anime shirts are. I got this fucking shirt at Hot Topic. It's from Doki
Yeah.
Doki Literature Club.
That's
It's
just
cool
so
like
wrestling.
games
Mall.
now.
Yeah.
It's just the mall.
You go to
Like,
the mall and you get a
this is
Five Nights
the
at Freddy's
mall.
backpack. Like it's fucking.
Yeah, like
Yeah, so like
That's
there's
funny.
a screen printer stand in one of the local malls here in San Francisco, and all of their custom screen print shit is just like fake Supreme with like Naruto. And it's hilarious
Yeah.
because you'll get like fucking like Naruto with like his headband, but instead of like the leaf symbol, it just says Supreme. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, that's tight.
absolutely. Like I've seen so many kids walking around with My Hero Academia shirts like at my former job, and I'd be like, yo, that is a sick shirt, where did you get it? I love My Hero Academia. And they're like, Hot Topic, the mall, whatever. And they always are stoked that like an adult person is like, oh, it's Deku, holy shit, like where'd you get that?
Or they'll make fun of you back.
No, they've been
Suck.
cool. They've been uniquely like altogether cool with me. Maybe it's because I'm the weird girl that works at the escape room with the pink hair. But they've been cool. They've known I'm not some lame adult. They've been like,
I think
oh, yeah.
that some of that's
Can't
just
wait for next
generational, right?
season. Like,
Yeah. If you were a fan in the hard times or whatever, then you get that chip
Yeah.
on your shoulder, and it's very hard to make it go away. But people need to do the work and get rid of it, because it's a different
Yeah.
world now, and
yeah.
this shit is everywhere. And
It's a better world, I think.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, how
yes,
cool
but
is
also
it that
like
you can-
all these
that you can
fucking
share
Marvel
this?
movies are big, and that's
I side eye Marvel movies. I'm sorry for all the Marvel heads, but I'm just tired of I'm just tired of them.
No, I
Marvel
think
movies.
I don't think being tired of a Marvel movie is somehow like old person shaking their fist at the sky. I think there is Marvel fatigue. That is a real thing. there are too many of those shows, and it's just going to happen. Like, you just can't have too much of that, and that's what will happen, and we will evolve out of that and have a more balanced diet of it, I think.
Yeah, there just needs to be I think for me, it wasn't even the movies, because I don't really see a lot of movies anyway. It's just the endless discussion, and someone who's watching what, especially in video game websites that are ostensibly about video games, to just all of them suddenly launch here's our Marvel movie. Here's Marvel movie news. Just this very cynical cash grab at this is where the eyeballs are, and just creating this whole here's what you need to know about the after scene credits. We're gonna explain everything to you about this movie. We're gonna explain everything to you about this movie that is not at all difficult to understand, but here's your explainer. And
ending explained. It's what's to explain? They fought and none of them died because it's a Marvel movie. They're gonna come back. They're gonna come back. It's a Marvel movie. I don't
usually
understand.
obscure cameo references that show up at the end where people who don't know the deep lore of Marvel stuff, they're confused. Yeah.
There are also people
just
where
the
this is
saturation
high
is just
literature for
crazy.
them, because they wouldn't choose to ever engage in anything deeper that to them, no offense to them or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever, that's cool. I'm just the saturation is outrageous at this point. I have a ton of Twitter filters set up so that I can see less Marvel and DC movie stuff. I feel it's still every 20 minutes I see something about a Marvel property, and I've put all the main characters and every permutation of spelling I can think of into my filters, and they still get through, and it's just wow, this is such a constant situation. I just want a little bit of a break, honestly.
Someone once told me, we'll move on a little bit here, but someone once told me that one of the plans, one of Disney's goals is they want you to go about 3 minutes between some interaction with some Disney-owned property. They want you every 3 minutes. They want you to see something that is theirs.
I believe it.
And I think they probably do pretty well at achieving that.
Why would you even say that out loud? What?
Well, I don't think they said it externally, but yeah.
But that sounds so evil,
right?
Even behind closed doors. How could you risk it?
We had trust busting laws and anti-monopoly laws. Remember the good days of 1950 something?
Yeah.
20 something? I don't know.
We've got a ton of emails. What do you say we take a break and we'll get into some of these emails?
Yeah.
Cereal, it's good. I like it when it's crunchy and crispy. I like it when it starts to get a little soggy in most cases. It's just good. It's cereal. That's what it's there for, to be good in the morning or really whenever. I was going to say any time of day, but I can't think. When was the last time you had cereal for lunch? I can't think of that. But late night, dinner time? I've been there. Breakfast, first thing, roll out of bed? Absolutely. They call it breakfast cereal for a reason. But, you can break the rules. And breaking the rules has never been easier than it is right now because of Magic Spoon. That's right, Magic Spoon. Regular breakfast cereal, it's full of stuff. You're gonna eat a whole box of regular ass off the shelf breakfast cereal? You gonna do that? And then what? All your teeth are gonna fall out of your head from all the sugar, and what are you, carbo loading? What are you doing? Hey, you can cut down on all that stuff because Magic Spoon is here for you to offer a healthier alternative to the standard breakfast cereal. How healthy? What are we talking about here? Let's get to some numbers. Let's get some stats, some facts. 0 grams of sugar, 13 or 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. It's only 140 calories per serving, and it's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and GMO-free. They got flavors. Everyone's, you want to, it's not like a one-size-fits-all. You got to have your own flavor. You got to try a variety of flavors. You got to mix it up. You got to live life on the edge. That's what Magic Spoon is here to help you do, because this variety pack has 4 flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. So you can get out there in a variety of ways. They have even more flavors outside of the variety pack. The offers, there is depth to the Magic Spoon bench, is what we're saying here. They're going to feel the whole team. They're going to go all the way this year. And you can too. Go to magicspoon.com/bomb to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use the promo code BOMB at checkout to save $5 off your order. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed up with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it, if you're not happy, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/bomb and use the code BOMB to save $5 off. Wow, a saving. We're back, and now let's get into some of these emails.
Yes.
Bombcast@giantbomb.com is where you send your emails. We have a lot of these came in over the last 24 hours, but some of them I dug deep. So some of them were written before Halo was out, for example, and you'll be like, "What?"
Did you claim the Levi's friends and family code?
No, I unsubscribed from some of the spam that we've been getting in that inbox, actually. So,
Aww.
That'll do
Yeah.
it. That'll do
You
it.
should have handed this out for Christmas presents.
It's only 15% off.
Oh.
$75 in company merch. How about it? Let's see here. Our first email comes in from Shiny in Indianapolis, who asks, excluding cooking games, what are some of your favorite foods in gaming, or foods you don't think have been explored but should be? I'm personally curious how a giant burger from Burger Time would taste after smashing evil food.
Very
green
fresh.
slimes from Dragon Quest taste like sour apple?
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, it's often Burger Time. Like, that's extremely fresh. Like, they're still warm bodies, so you don't even have to heat them up, right?
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
just died on your burger.
And you're putting hot dogs and eggs on your burger, that sounds cool. And also pickles,
Sounds
which I'm less
delicious.
into, but you know what you can do.
Yeah, you're just throwing pepper at them too. You're just seasoning.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I mean, it's kind of cheating to say Vanillaware games because there's cooking elements in that game, but man, all that food looks fucking good. Even the seafood. It looks amazing. And the Monster Hunter stuff looks good.
That's what I was going
But
to say.
I'm always afraid of getting cat hair in my mouth. So I'm like,
I feel like they
Master
proper-
Chef, keep it to yourself. I'm good.
Wear a hairnet on your body.
On
cat.
your body. Please.
I
really
want to
don't like
know.
cat hair.
I want to know what a Konami burger tastes like, because that is I'm bringing up Silent Hill. I'm sorry. It's my thing.
Wait, a what
Everyone take a
burger?
drink.
Let's take it.
Oh,
Yeah.
everyone take a drink. Voidburger's bringing up Silent Hill.
Wait,
Liquor
Konami
Rock.
burger?
Ah,
Say this again.
Liquor Rock.
Did you say a Konami burger?
a Konami
Konami
burger.
burger. It's in
Okay.
Silent Hill.
Is that real?
1 and 2, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just like
You're the
some
burger expert. I'm not gonna.
fast food restaurant. There's also Happy Burger in
Teriyaki.
Silent
I'm going to say it tastes
Hill
like teriyaki.
A Konami burger? Yeah, I could see that.
Konami burger. It's probably good.
I'm gonna say it's got cobwebs on it
And a pineapple.
and bats.
Bats.
Yeah, just like a lot of spooky
Just
stuff.
spooky things.
Yeah.
Just bats.
See, for some reason, it was like something about the term Konami burger makes me think of track and field.
Oh.
Like
Okay.
like old, like that era of Konami arcade stuff, which was bright and colorful. So I just see it as just like big American hamburger. Like if you could go into a Japanese hamburger place and they had something on the menu that just said Big American, and it was like a fake Big Mac or something. I don't know what it would
Yeah.
be, but like that would
Comes
be.
out and it's like teeny tiny.
I love
though.
that.
They got the
Right,
smallest
yes,
burgers
yeah.
in the country. There's
And you're
no-
like, oh, I should have got the L set, I guess.
yeah, I imagine it's like a Moss Burger. If you've ever been to Moss Burger
Yeah.
in Japan. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
The Konami burger, probably like a Moss burger.
Yeah.
And does Konami have like 100 different fry seasonings for shaker fries?
It's
I like
all
that
mayo.
idea.
Wish.
It's all just
Yeah.
mayo.
It's all just
There's a lot of
mayo, but
mayo.
like it's all like you order it differently. It's like, do you want the Dracula seasoning? And you get it, and it's just mayo, and you're like, well,
Ooh.
It's just
They
ketchup.
could be differently seasoned based on game franchises. You get the Castlevania and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I would love to go to the Capcom Cafe
Capcom.
because they have Capcom themed foods,
Yes.
and I'm a geek like that.
Nice.
That seems like it'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun.
MW writes in and says, I have been listening to you talk about genres of video games that you dislike, but I was wondering if there were any games
sick
that
of
were
it.
the exceptions in those genres. Are there genres that you
Absolutely.
just absolutely hate, but there's one game you're like, you know what? This one's all right.
Absolutely. I say often and have in the past that like all like turn-based RPGs, fuck off. Like just don't like them. Fuck off. I don't like taking turns and all that stuff. There's a ton of exceptions to that though. Like what I really don't like is grindy sort of JRPG type stuff. But I like Paper Mario. I know Undertale is not Japanese, but Undertale is a great exception, and it's because like I like turn-based stuff when there's an extra gimmick to it, like a timing gimmick or like some sort of dodgy gimmick or just some other thing that isn't just menu navigation. Like something some little flair on top of that will generally change my mind, or it has to be like really, really funny. Or meta or something like that, like a little twist on just like here's some guys and you fight them and it's back and forth and sometimes
Right.
This one's weak against ice and this one's weak against this and and the original Pokemon was also an exception, but that was because I was so into the anime that I would have tolerated anything just to collect those Pokemons.
I generally don't like sports games, but the more comic-y type, like an NFL Blitz, NFL Street. I played so much NFL Street when that came
Yeah.
out, just because you're kind of fudging with the rules. You can do like the taunting and the funny running in NFL Street.
Right.
And then I think kind of semi-related. I like fighting games. I'm terrible at them. But I really,
I hate
really, I really, really love the Def Jam games. Which is,
right.
I guess, kind of a twist on a fighting game or a wrestling game, depending on which one
Yeah.
you're playing.
Or
Yeah.
wrestling, I think.
More wrestling, yeah, you're right.
Except for, Icon, but then Icon's not even...
Yeah.
Icon is just kind of its own thing.
Yeah, I
don't
forget
know.
about Icon all the time.
I just haven't played a lot of like sports or fighting games to begin with, but they've never really clicked with me. So I don't think I like hate them because I haven't played a ton of them. So I feel like I can't really super judge. I'm just not interested in them.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I keep like there's so many JRPGs I keep stumbling into them. Not J. I shouldn't say JRPGs. Turn-based RPGs
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be more actually specific about that.
I know that I hate, more than anything, I hate fighting games. And the major exception to that is the ones with the jump button, for sure. Put a
Yeah.
jump button in a fighting game and I'm all in it.
What about a
That's-
block button?
Oh,
A dedicated block button.
that's the second most loved thing that I love in fighting
Really?
games. Block buttons.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Big fan. Big fan.
Yeah, I think to like fighting games is to hate fighting games.
Yeah.
That's maybe that applies to all video games.
I don't-
in a
I don't
weird
play them for
sixth sense,
fun.
But
I don't
yeah,
I don't have fun playing them at all. I just
play them for a way out.
God.
Eventually, you're going to break
Yes.
through esports, make your millions,
Yes.
get on that Evo main stage.
With Rick, the Hadu, as
Yes.
the GM.
Right, he's the
Congratulations,
new-
sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a new news thing.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right. Johnny in Landsdale, PA writes in and says, and this, I don't, this was written on a phone and it reads like it. I'm just going to read it as is and we'll see if we can parse out what it was. Would be AEW game coming out. What do you want to see in it different from watching the other wrestling games? Okay. So I'm going to parse that as like, hey, they're making an AEW wrestling game.
Who is?
Obviously there's been a lot of wrestling games out there. Yukes is making it.
Oh, Yukes. Okay. The two Yukes.
Yeah. And what do you want to see in it that is different from other wrestling games?
I just want to see the whole roster in the game.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
seeing a lot of those seeing the AEW roster in a game will be fun for sure. I don't know, man. Yukes, those first couple of SmackDown games that Yukes developed back on the PlayStation 1 were like a breath of fresh air compared to what had been happening in the wrestling space prior to that. And then they just ran it into the ground and kept on running it into the ground until now you've got 2K making a game. Or the last game they made that was in that image of the Yukes thing, because the Yukes is now doing this instead of those games.
They've ended in a wet fart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. The
You
wettest.
hate to see it.
I don't know.
The wet.
I don't think I want like a sim kind of wrestling game. I'd like it more arcadey. Just because like I just don't need to like think about timing. Well, maybe some timing in grapples, but like I'd prefer arcadey one. Like what was the WWE one a couple years ago?
All
bunch of years
Stars?
ago. Yeah, All Stars.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah, that game.
Holy
I'll
shit.
say it again. Sal DeVita of NBA Jam and NFL Blitz worked on that game with some of the people he had worked with in the past. And yeah, that's a fun ass game. I think that's the problem for me is like a lot of the games Yukes made and a lot of the games that WWE put out, like they take it as if it's a real sport, and I think that's really boring.
Yeah.
And so
gonna
it
say,
just doesn't. Yeah.
Forgive my ignorance of the general subject matter. I know I shouldn't have even been hired, having admitted that. But has there been any wrestling games where it's more like a management sim, where you get to like kind of arrange heels and stuff like that, and arrange the plot and stuff like that, where it's like you're trying to arrange the plot to be as dramatic as possible so that you get like more viewership.
You're talking to
like
Jeff
that.
on this one.
Oh, Jess.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
there's
cool.
there's an AEW game for mobile that actually kind of is that, but I feel like in a lot of those games they still don't let you pick the winner. And
Really?
the key to building the plot on this stuff is that you should be saying, okay, this person wins here, and then we go on to the next
Yeah.
match, and then the big pay-per-view we do this, and this is the big blow off to the feud, and like it's missing that piece. But there's
Like I could go for like not just the management sim overhead stuff, but then you actually like play out the matches.
There's like
and like
GM
act it out
modes.
and stuff like that.
yeah, there's modes that try to do stuff like that, or like some of the WWE games on the 360 in that era had a story creator that would let you write cutscenes and just ridiculous, just fucking ridiculous. And it was so much fun to just make those, and they're just the dumbest things in the world, and oh my god, they're so good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that needs to come back, but that's not quite the same thing, but it is still fun to just kind of use them as puppets in a silly ass story. But then you get to the matches and it expects you to play the video game, and you don't want to play the video game because it's not fun, and that kind of ruins it. But it's yeah. So that I think would be cool. And then so the thing about this AEW game that they keep trying to say is that they went out and they keep referencing WWF No Mercy, the N64 wrestling game.
Yeah, why the hell is that?
Because they want to make a game that feels like that, because they're trying to recapture that era. They went and got the dude who produced that game at Aki, and he is consulting on this game. And,
at Aki. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, now you can invoke the name of No Mercy. That's fine.
Right? Yeah, they dug him out of Sin Sora or whatever the studio is that I think they're just making mobile stuff now, but tracked him down, and he is attached to the game in some capacity. But like, yeah, they keep referencing that specific N64 game because it's a beloved game, and I get that like I am an outlier when I say I think it's fucking whatever.
I love it.
But it's not what I'm looking for in a wrestling game, because it's not. It doesn't pop enough. It's not television enough, you know. Like it's too sportsy.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like about that. I like the the animations and the detail that they put in the different move sets and shit like that. That's what I actually am there for, as opposed to the scripted storylines and such like that. We're just on two different fences. As far as
Well, I think you can have both. Like, I think that like if they go for that sportsy approach to it, but have like a really good framework for story around it,
right,
where you can have these dynamic weird moments, whether that's the game feeding them to you through some kind of script or or AI generated whatever, or you are creating it yourself. I think that I want that. I want that type of thing out of a game.
I would like,
because I think. You want to capture the full breadth of what wrestling brings to the table. And part of that is the story and the stupid shit that happens along the way. And someone backstage got jumped and this happened. And then like, there's all the stupid shit that comes along with the in-ring action. And the WWF games have focused primarily on that in-ring action in a way that but those systems that they build for those are not engaging or fun to play. And
I always thought that was weird,
Yeah.
Like to treat it like it's real, but
they're selling it to kids and some of them think it's real. Like I think that the WWE markets to children and it's still real to them, damn it. And
that's true, but I still feel like the game could be more like more like The Thing, which is like pretty fantastical and absurd, and then you get these kind of very straightforward, like here's the guy, here's his moves, fight the man until the health bar goes down, and it's just like
I need shots of people standing next to televisions at awkward angles, watching them in a way that where their body is cheated towards the camera instead of watching the television the way a normal human would. Like I need that in a video game.
Yeah.
I think they could easily do that, but it would be cut and paste. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like they'd have those certain spots and
it would just be it'd just be generic. And that's why it just needs to be a more dynamic story system. And
that's tough.
And it is a hard problem to solve for sure.
Or make it something weird and like episodic almost, where it is a set storyline, but it's just as goofy and engaging as like the real stuff is. Or like
if they
smaller,
wrote
shorter experience. That has
and they've done stuff like
it.
that where it's been like you're playing as a new created character and you're new, and they write a storyline where you're friends with John Cena and then this happens. Like they've done stuff like that. It's it's the right idea. It's a decent idea, but I don't think they pulled it off quite so well. There was a Game Boy game that was just a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but with wrestlers. And
they got out there with shit.
That was pretty cool. When they were making a car combat game with wrestlers, like that was that game sucks, but it's also genius.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. In conclusion,
Crush Hour.
In conclusion, I hope Hook is in that game. Hook had better be in that game.
Hook has to be the cover boy.
Hook has to be in that.
Wow.
It's not gonna be like
it's bold.
I'll make my own cover.
Okay. Yeah, reversible Hook cover.
Yeah.
Like that's what you want.
That's a good pre-order bonus.
I mean, that's got CM Punk front and center, probably, right? Like, who's
Adam Page?
Then Hook's
Omega?
the Steelbook.
I'm thinking, like, okay, not in terms, like, yes,
No,
you put
CM
them on there,
Punk.
of course. But if you're trying to jump off a shelf at someone with someone that they recognize, you're putting Danielson and CM Punk on that thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then behind them is Evil Uno just lurking in the background, huge.
Yeah.
Like the ultimate bad guy.
Mastermind, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He's the
Cheering
puppet
everybody.
Master. Yeah.
It's probably going to also have Jericho on it then, right?
Oh,
I hope
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I love me some Jericho.
Yeah.
But-
Totally.
But yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've been in love with Chris Jericho. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
move
There's a
on.
whole, we could do an hour on that, but let's just,
Some of the best, worst ad reads in the business.
yeah.
Oh,
Chris
Jesus
Jericho,
Christ.
another guy that probably won't be on Bob's Burgers anytime soon. Scott writes in and says, Jeff has said on multiple occasions that Halo would have a tougher time with skins because it has a specific look and feel compared to things like Call of Duty and Fortnite. As of this writing, you can buy cat ears for your Spartan. So how far do they push the furry agenda? There is not a cat tail at the moment available for purchase.
At the moment.
How weird do you think Halo
Just wait.
gets?
Dude, they
Wow.
could. I
I
feel
think
like
they get
we're.
ass gear.
We're a couple
Like,
months away from like a Doritos emblem on your Spartan's chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can outfit your shoulders, your side thighs and stuff, but there's no ass gear as of yet.
Just wait.
Yeah. Get some ass gear.
That's coming along with the
Yeah,
co-op.
I want some good ass gear.
Give me the
Co-op
poop
got delayed
flaps.
because we need to get the ass gear in there.
Side by side.
Get your
But
ass
yeah,
in
like-
gear will be like the
Exactly.
the DLC title of that.
I don't want
Think
my ass
about
in
every-
gear. I want someone else's ass, like a furry.
You'll have to buy that.
Like a nice tail.
Yeah.
Pay up.
Give me
Pay up
Pay
for
a little
that.
money for
Give
that.
me a
Furry
Marcus
contingency coming in the spring.
Give me a Marcus Phoenix do-rag bandana over the Spartan helmet.
You can get like
There you
there's
go.
like a desert mass, like the
Balaclava
one of the things you
thing.
get is the balaclava, yeah, from the dude from Reach. Like, so there is cloth that you unlock as part of some of these.
Didn't Mr. Halo have that in that very
like,
a
early
shawl.
teaser trailer? He had
Yeah.
that like desert shawl on.
Yeah, it's not quite that, but it is in that direction. But yeah, think about it. Like every free-to-play multiplayer game with skins and cosmetics, we've said it before, they all trend in the direction of complete absurdity because, like, eventually you're like, well, we want to put
They have to differentiate.
pink anime guns into Call of Duty, and we think these will sell, and pink tracers and all this other shit. And then here's John McClane, and here's Ryu with a gun, and like but Halo is these dudes in this armor, these people in this armor. So like they have had playable aliens in Halo games before. You've been able to play as an elite. So I wonder if they eventually get to a point where there's like, oh, there's totally different classes of character in here who are not Spartans, and it's a Ryu and it's a Forza car in human
Yeah.
form,
Yeah.
and
I
it's Marcus
think-
Phoenix.
I think the money
don't
is the
know.
limit.
Yeah.
The amount of money they can make from it money will compromise vision constantly.
Put David
you know.
Batista in Halo
It's tough.
as Marcus
Yes.
Phoenix.
You look at like Fortnite, and I think Austin Walker said this, that, Fortnite is so popular, or well, not popular, but easy to make skins and such for is because their format is so malleable. It's like they're plastic, you can make you can make fucking unicorns, you can make Ryu and Chun-Li and shit like that and have them fit inside the universe. Where something is a little more realistic looking and in Halo is a little tougher to do because you got to keep it grounded.
True.
But I think you should keep it grounded, but there's no rule book that says you have to keep it grounded.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
agreed.
I mean,
agreed. Yeah. Like I said, I want that tail. I want the tail. I want the ears. Yeah.
do they eventually sell, like, can you unlock the Predator? Can you buy the Predator for Halo? Can you
and I don't think like Halo is somehow excused from Halo has too much dignity to ever
I would
go
kind of
this
like
kind of
if
route.
they did for some reason, because Halo's kind of walked around or had
Make it
an
goofy,
aura of like being super serious sometimes. I mean, there's all this other stuff that pokes fun occasionally at Halo, but like if they had like, I don't know, they have a scene where the helmet pops off and it's not Mr. John Halo, but it's Ariana Grande, I'd be like,
I knew
All
it
right.
all along.
all right.
I knew it was her.
Mr. John Halo.
Yeah, but like that's the Spartan program in the lore has changed to not be about child soldiers anymore. So you could put anyone in that armor, and
Shucks.
and it would theoretically work. So yeah, there's a
Taking
lot of
lead.
Snake.
It's Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Sure. Sure.
Oh great.
Sure.
Oh good.
Come on down.
It's
God
Joe
damn it.
Biden.
There
Yep.
he is.
Takes off the helmet. It's Joe Biden.
Adam Sandler.
Okay. All right. Can we get like a Kevin James? Like, can we get like a 4-pack of the
crew.
sand
Squad.
pack? What do they have?
Yeah,
Do they have,
the
do they have
grown-ups
the
pack.
Sandler
Yeah.
squad? Do they have a?
Yeah.
Sailor Squad.
Do they have a name? Rob Schneider. Who's that? That's Kevin James. That's
David
Rob
Spade.
Rock.
Schneider.
David Spade.
And Chris Rock,
Spade,
right?
and Chris
Rock
yeah.
is like
Yeah.
Chris. I put
He's
him
I
I was
know
thinking,
you
what
don't
about
know.
the other guys? What about the
Optional.
grandma's boy? Like that B tier crew?
Nick Swartzen.
Yeah, Swartzen and the other guy,
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner. There you go.
Yeah.
Suit
Oh,
'em
because
up.
then you could put like Maya Rudolph kind of in that.
Okay.
I'd like Maya Rudolph in Halo.
Yeah. Okay.
You're thinking like what's his face? Like Peter Dante. He's
Yes. That is the guy. That is who I'm thinking of. When am I not thinking about Peter Dante is the real question. Ben
He's the
in
caddy
Boston.
in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. Ben in Boston writes in with actually 3 questions.
Oh, Ben.
That's not fair.
Wow.
That's a lot.
They were solid
asking for a lot.
questions.
He
So
cracked
I'm
the
all right,
code.
Okay.
He sent,
Ben,
he sent
Ben.
multiple emails. This wasn't even in one batch. And I was like, oh, Ben, come on.
Shit.
All right. The general wisdom is that the PlayStation 4 has been continuing to get support longer than it otherwise would have because PlayStation 5s are so hard to come by. They have to support the existing player base until enough people can upgrade, goes the common refrain. But at the same time, sales of the PS5 have outpaced those of the PS4 at the same point in their release timelines, and we didn't see this sort of ongoing support for the PS3 or 360. Why is the PS4 still being supported like this? What has changed in the strategy, and what has changed to warrant this ongoing support despite record sales?
There's so many more
'Cause
PS4s.
Yeah, there's so
Right.
many of them. To not support them would be idiotic.
Well,
I
also
mean-
PS5s can play PS4 games, so when you make
Yeah.
a PS4 game, you are addressing a huge audience.
It's still a vessel for revenue. And as long as it's a realistic and reliable vessel for revenue, it will get supported. It's in their interest to do that. Like, like not supporting the thing would be counterproductive for them.
Yeah, I think if PlayStation 4s could run PlayStation 3 games, then you might have seen more PlayStation 3 games for longer.
Right. Not what happened though, right?
Not what happened. Not at all what happened. All right, here's in the Ben trilogy. Here's question number 2. As the feeding frenzy continues and more studios are acquired by larger companies, are there any game makers that you hope don't get acquired? Is there anyone you'd rather see stay independent and not be subsumed by a Microsoft or a Tencent, etc.?
Supergiant. It's like the first one that pops in my head.
Yeah, but but like that feels like they're. I mean, I'm sure they're fielding offers, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you
these
know
days,
they're
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Like, someone is calling them up and be like, you want to get embraced?
Yeah, like you want to come under the fold?
Yeah.
Here's
Embracer just
my
picked
question.
up Dark Horse Comics.
Yeah.
out of all the
Right,
fucking
yeah.
things.
Who did?
Embracer is the owner of
Embracer.
Volition.
Oh.
Embracer owns Volition, which my partner works for.
Here's my I'll ask a question to your question, emailer. Why, like, what? I understand the spirit of the question, right? You don't want your beloved developer to get, sucked up, right, and acquired. But like, what's the downside? Because I've yet to really see a tangible downside to these developers that do
Right.
get gobbled up.
Recently,
So-
like the EA has a long track record of buying shit
Sure.
and ruining it, right?
Sure, in
People
the-
would
in
even
the
say
modern
BioWare
era.
is one of those.
Yeah.
But yes, but modernly, I think,
But the
especially
modern
Microsoft
thing, yeah.
is doing better, and they're even
Yeah.
recent interviews saying like, "Hey, yeah, we might have fucked up with Lionhead," like admitting that like their acquisition strategy was not great before.
But like they seem to be doing great by Double Fine.
Yeah,
Exactly,
Microsoft
right.
seems like
By then,
the
it's
positive side of this
hey.
coin. But like someone
Yeah.
like Steam acquiring the Campo Santo folks, right? And then
Right. And
That-
then they canceled their game that they were
Yeah.
making, which I forget the name of.
it was like the
looked-
Egyptian
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Party in the sun, something of the sun. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say
Party in the Sun.
Party in the USA.
Sun. That's Party in the USA.
But yeah, and
The
that looked
game.
great. And that looked like well underway.
I think
with
the worry is that
development, and
like
it's-
once a smaller studio does get acquired, like their projects just get put on pause or they get refocused to somewhere else. Like I know Harmonix isn't necessarily like a small studio, but there's a lot of worry about them getting acquired by Epic, right? And then like them never being able to put out a rhythm game anymore,
Right.
And just being focused to do stuff for Fortnite, which may be
Which is-
good, may be bad, you know.
I think that's one of those things that I look at and go like, well, the market for rhythm games is weird now anyway. So was Harmonix like Fuser is really cool and they're still
Yeah.
doing DLC for it and no one is talking about Fuser anymore, but Fuser is still
Oh.
cool.
Yeah.
And they are still putting that stuff out and they're still putting out Rock Band DLC for Christ's sake. But is there going to be another big rhythm game from Harmonix? Is there going to be another wave of plastic instruments? And, and would people want that? Like the answer right now, I think is just no. And so like, I look at that and go like, like I said at the time, like I think it makes a ton of sense for the people at Harmonix to be working on big, crazy musical experiences for Fortnite. When you look at what Fortnite has become in terms of it being a platform for those types of experiences, and you look at Fantasia and some of the other like visualizer based, like the crazy VR stuff that Harmonix did at the PlayStation VR launch. I forget what that thing was called, but like the different stuff that they have done in terms of like having visual fun with music, like they are a great choice to do that work. And I don't think that I don't know for sure, but like I can't say that they were on the safest of foundations prior to this. So it's not like it's an either or of like either you get another Rock Band game or Epic buys them and they do Fortnite stuff. Like I don't think that Rock Band game would have happened, at least not in a predictable future. So it's the thing you get out of this, and the thing we're going to continue to get out of these things is like what this is going to do is this is an investment in the future of independent gaming in a sick way. Maybe not a sick way, but in a roundabout way. These studios get bought. Tencent comes in and buys Turtle Rock or whatever else. And the founders of that studio, or like the founder, like a high tier, the leadership of that studio probably make out pretty well, whether it's retention bonuses or whatever else. And they work there for their 3-year contract or whatever they end up having to do. And then after that, they can assess and go like, are we still making our best games here? Or should we go out and found a new independent studio? And you've seen a lot of that. Like after Respawn sold to EA, you saw some of those folks get out of there and start a new studio, and they're working on something. Like, you know, like this eventually leads to another wave of independent studios as those people, you know, as your, like 10 Chambers, you know, whoever else, like as all these different studios sell or take investment stakes from Tencent and stuff like that, like those people are getting paid, and then they can decide to go do it all over again. And I think that cycle will continue, and it will be fine.
I hope that itch.io doesn't ever get like bought out by some strange company. That would suck.
Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah.
But like, you don't buy itch unless you are gonna have it. You know, you don't buy itch to go like, all right, finally we're gonna go compete with Steam. You know, this is our platform to get there. Like you know, you.
I would assume you wouldn't, unless some crazy company.
A real dumbass would like we're gonna buy itch, try to turn it into a Steam killer. Like it's just. I mean,
there's tons of like, you know, dumbass big companies that buy websites. And, you know, like what happened to Tumblr, true. And they just fucking ruin it. And it's like, why did you do that?
Yeah,
like,
they took all the porn off. Like that.
So there's always a chance of that happening, but yeah, I hope it doesn't happen ever to itch.
Let's buy Tumblr.
Okay. Let's buy it back.
Bring the porn back.
Who has it now?
Yes.
Who is it? Verizon?
We're buying Tumblr. Verizon, yeah. AOL Tumblr, I think is what it's called now.
AOL Tumblr, yeah.
No, I don't know. And then let's buy Pillow Fort, the Tumblr replacement. And then take the porn off that.
Let's get Yik Yak.
All right, now you're talking.
Yeah.
Why don't we take a break and we'll come back and get into a few more emails here before we head on home. Grubhub. That's right. We're talking Grubhub. What does Grubhub do? Grubhub serves restaurants. What do? You eat food. I mean, honestly, sometimes you prepare that food. Sometimes you don't have time. Sometimes you're working on something. You're elbow deep in, a project, and you're not gonna have time to make some food. Grubhub is there for you, because Grubhub is there for restaurants. They're not gonna let the restaurants have a bad experience. You know, they're not gonna deliver it poorly to you so that you think the restaurant is bad. Grubhub is trying to be the good middleman to make this happen. They're working hard to serve restaurants so that they can work hard to serve you. And speaking of getting served, today Grubhub's doing something a little bit extra to serve Panera. Get a free delivery perk on your first order from Panera of $15 or more. You can order through the Grubhub app or online. Grubhub, we serve restaurants. All right, we're back. Let's just let's take one last email here. This is a longer a big list here from Joe in Nottingham. Nottingham. Same thing.
Soldering, soldering,
Nottingham.
Choose your own. there.
Soldering.
aluminium.
Yes. Yeah, you blew my mind. 12 months ago, I sent an email to the Bombcast asking if the following games were likely to release in 2021. Out of the whole list, 0 have released so far this year, with Halo Infinite being the only game to release, hopefully in December. So that was,
Oh, congrats.
as I said, this was sent in before Halo was out. So congratulations to Halo for being the one game to make it out off of Joe's list from last year. So for the second time running, which of the following games will release in 2022 and which
I like
are
it.
2023 games?
I like it.
23 feels
Can
so
I
far
just go
away.
ahead and say they're all 23? Thank you.
All right. Then that's it for us.
There we go.
So have a good
Next.
Yeah.
Email.
Yeah.
Bayonetta 3.
God damn it.
That's
2022.
honestly,
That's 23,
22.
I think. I don't know.
it's a
22.
coin toss there.
It's
No,
gonna
I'm
make
at
it.
22.
It's gonna make it. It's gonna make
gonna
it.
make
Down
it.
to
It's
the
gonna make
wire.
it.
I'll say.
You,
I'll
you
say
think it might be like
Q4.
December?
Yeah.
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 I think
Down to
I
the
think
wire.
November.
Okay.
November.
All
November
right, that's
22nd.
Q4.
What if they did October somehow? Make it
Yeah.
a Halloweeny game.
Maybe we'll get another Switch update, and then that and Breath of the Wild 2 will drop near each
Launch.
other. Yeah.
Launch
Breath of the
games
Wild's going to
for-
be
Oh,
November.
I thought you meant the
December.
way they. I thought you meant the way they software updated Bluetooth activity. They
Oh,
would
no,
software
no,
update,
Yeah.
Bayonetta.
We've unlocked 4K resolution in firmware update
There you go.
14.1.
It comes with Bayonetta 3.
As soon
Yeah,
as you
and so-
break off the kickstand, it upgrades your Switch to 4K.
That's
It
right.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would snap that in a heartbeat.
Breath of the Wild 2.
23.
2022.
23.
22.
No way
It's-
is that game.
22.
That game. That I'll
that's-
put.
that
good
is
money on.
holiday. That is holiday 2022.
Yeah.
I
I'm in the
don't- I
same
don't
boat as
hold that
Jason.
hope.
I think
think
there.
it's
I think
23.
Nintendo's E3
You've
for
learned
next
nothing.
year is Bayonetta, maybe a Mario, perhaps, and Breath of the Wild 2. I think that is their E3.
You've learned nothing.
I think Breath of the Wild 2 will make it. I think
Gaming
there was a
coming
report recently kind of implying that development seemed to be going well or whatever. I mean, that was based on some of the.
I'm just pessimistic. I don't know why.
Yeah. But I don't think they'll
Playing it
have much.
safe.
I think that they are feeling confident about next year's list of games. But let's move
Okay.
on.
I
Beyond Good
hope
and
I'm
Evil
wrong.
2.
Oh, never.
Not real. Not coming out
That's-
ever.
That ain't ever.
Yeah, how does a game?
I
that's
don't
not
think
real
it's
come
coming out.
Right?
When if
With
that
all
game
the-
does come out, it's going to be like a one big Joseph Gordon-Levitt NFT.
Yeah, it's gonna be all fucked up. Michel Ancel
Don't
is a
tell-
bastard, apparently. So it's
Yeah,
just
Is
well-
who fucking knows?
JGL's doing NFTs? No.
No. He was
By
the
the
whole
time,
hit record
you know,
thing.
Yeah, he was doing
He
something almost
will.
worse. It was like the whole.
Give me all your
Wreck-
artwork.
Hey, you can make art for this game, and we'll maybe pay you, but make it all on
If
spec
it-
and submit it to
Oh,
this
right.
website.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
if
right.
it gets in, we'll pay you maybe. It's like
Right.
Right. I remember that. Okay.
But by the time Ubisoft gets done, yeah, they're not going to. They will not make that game unless it is some gigantic fucking NFT scam at this point.
Yeah.
Diablo 4.
22.
Nope. No idea.
23.
I think, yeah, they've been posting updates and stuff and talking about like game systems in a way that seems like it is a video game.
22.
It is, but 23.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
Final Fantasy 16.
Is that the Chaos one?
Dude, I have no idea. No, that's a
Oh,
different
is
game.
that the one? Is that the one that has like the guys in it that just look like they're in like a fucking early 2000s band or something?
No, that's a different.
So
That's a
the
different
past
game. That's the Chaos game.
3
That's the
games. Okay.
yeah.
I don't know. Then I
Oh,
cannot
this
make
is-
a decision.
Yeah, I can't speak to it.
I'm gonna say no, definitely not, because I don't even. I'm like, they
Which
have not
one is this
updated their
that you-
Twitter since December of 2020.
Ooh, yeah, no.
And
Nothing
it was
to
a
worry about.
Kingdom Hearts trailer that they posted. So we'll have
That's
new
just
information
rolling
on
over and
Final Fantasy
showing your
16 to
underbelly.
share later in 2021. But before that, the entire team would like to wish you a happy holiday season. This was holiday 2020, and they have not
Oh,
posted much since then.
happy holidays.
Yeah, I don't think that game's coming. That's a 23 game, if that. If that. God of War 2, or whatever they're calling it, Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah.
22,
Yeah.
I
That's
think, maybe.
That feels like a holiday 22, right?
Yeah.
I think that'll end up being like a mid-year kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like a Q2, Q3 kind of joint.
I feel like it's
but
close
that's-
enough.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty close. Grand Theft Auto 6.
24.
Yeah, no, that's not
Yeah.
even.
25. That's not even. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing, caller?
Yeah, that's just silly. Metroid Prime 4.
23.
24.
My gut tells me 23.
I know 24 is not an option, but like 23, it'll get posted for 23, then get pushed to 24.
I
There you
don't
go.
think it will ship
I'll go
next
with that.
year. I'll say
Yeah.
that much. Like I don't think that's a 22
Fair.
game.
Fair.
Especially as we just, if I'm going in on, I think Bayonetta and Breath of the Wild 2 make it out next year, then I don't think Metroid
Exactly.
makes
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Overwatch 2.
No.
Well,
that?
actually, I think 2022. They need it. They need it. They
Yeah,
should.
I think they'll want to ship
I think they
games
need
just
it.
to hope to move past all of the stuff. If there are enough people there to make the game, I mean, it's they are.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen some. There are people joining that company still.
Yeah. If nothing, a big announcement. I think.
Yeah. An announcement that they're just folding Overwatch 2 into Overwatch 1.
There you go. That's the idea of just like, hey, we've decided instead of calling it Overwatch 2 to just call it Overwatch, and we are releasing it as a gigantic update full of new maps and like all that other stuff. And yeah, I could see that. And the last one on the list here, a good Sonic game.
2030.
Yeah.
Hey, the buzz
so
around
dead by then.
Yeah,
actually, yeah.
Next year for sure.
Frontiers
buzz
or
around that
whatever.
open
I
world
hope-
It's gonna
one.
be good. What the fuck?
I hope it's good,
nuts.
but you know the Sonic cycle. You get hyped up, and then it's bad, and then you
Sonic
get hyped
Mania
up,
was
and then
great.
it's
That's
bad.
okay. It'll be
And
alright.
then about
It's
8
good, it's
cycles
okay.
in, it's actually good, and then it's like holy shit. So I don't know. I'm very very pessimistic. I'd love for it to be good, but I'm not expecting it because the pattern is just so established at this point that when there's a good Sonic game, we have to wait like 8 years for the next good Sonic game.
I heard it looked cool. That's all. But Sonic games always look cool at the beginning.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's when they come out that you're like, oh, this is the same dog shit you've been peddling for the last 20 years. The fuck are we doing?
You know,
Sonic
I
games
hope
have
for the
never
best,
been
but
good.
expect the worst.
Deal
I think
with it.
I think
I
you're
like a
probably
lot of
right. I think Sonic games have maybe never been good.
I've tried.
like a
I've
lot.
tried.
Sonic Advance 2,
Oh.
one of my top 10 games of all
tried.
time.
Sonic
There's
and
that
Knuckles.
BioWare one.
But you
Yeah,
can
Sonic and
say
Knuckles
it's your
is good.
favorite game, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good game.
Sonic Advance
Sonic
2,
and-
I think, is a really
Sonic
good
and Knuckles
platformer.
is good.
Okay.
Specifically, Sonic Advance 2. They
Sonic
fucked it up when they
Mania
went to
was
3.
good.
All right.
like
Sonic
Sonic
Mania
Mania.
was good.
Sonic Mania was good. And because it was so
enjoyed
recent
Sonic
that we
the
had a good
Hedgehog.
one, we have to wait like a long time since that one happened semi-recently.
Which one? Oh, I guess Sonic Mania. Yeah, Sonic
Sonic
Mania.
Mania.
But that's like, does that? I mean, that's like a throwback in its own way. Like it's
Yeah.
But
That's
but
like-
it's
Yeah.
That's
all
the
right.
Ready
new,
Player One of
technically, and it
Sonic
was
games.
So I think
Yeah.
it counts as
Was that a
Sonic
good
game.
sentence to say?
I don't. It hurt
No, it
when it
wasn't.
hit. Like it hurt to
Good.
hear it.
Good.
But-
It was just fucking cashing in on fucking old
No,
Sonic games that people
I
have.
refuse to listen to the sentence you
All right.
said. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The Sonic Heroes
Rejecting
theme
that
song,
reality.
though, wow. I think we can all
the,
agree.
the songs are all really good, basically.
no,
There's only, like-
specifically the Sonic Heroes theme. Wow.
Can we just
the
get to
anime
a
had a
point
good
where
theme
Sonic
song.
is a movie franchise and stop making the games, or
We're-
can we just get
we're
to the point
there.
where the
I'd be
games are just like
More okay with that.
derivative of the
Question.
movie and
Yeah.
no one
question:
expects
do
them
you
to be
think
good
they're
'cause
going
they're
to
movie
make
games?
a movie, like a game based off the movie at this point? Do you
It'll be
think
a
those
mobile
are
game.
in the hopper?
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't know.
mobile
They
game.
got.
I'm surprised that
Knuckles
they
in the next one. Yeah.
But they did like they went ahead and announced this Frontiers thing, even though they've got another movie in the works. So like you would have thought that if they were going to synergize, that it would be
Yeah.
around the time of that second movie. I just
honestly,
don't see it.
There's
Nope.
the reality is that the Sonic movie is a different thing than the games now. Like especially with my kid and people his age, they don't look at Sonic as necessarily a video game person now. They kind of just see it as a movie character or
But would they be
cartoon
excited
character.
to see that movie character star in his own video game if it was
Maybe,
authentic to
maybe.
those
No,
films?
they would be
Yeah, maybe they
disappointed,
like flip
actually.
it around, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they go like
Yeah.
flip it for real, right?
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. I
But
don't
the
know.
idea of just like, yeah, exposing him to current Sonic or any Sonic the Hedgehog games because he likes the movie just seems like a net negative. Like, like there's no way he
that's
comes
how
out of
you
that.
get someone to that's how you get someone to dislike Sonic.
Right. Yeah.
Although he did like what the fuck was it? Maybe Heroes. He's also
tell ya.
6.
Good theme song. Nicole.
Yeah, my
great
son too.
I mean,
My son
you
too.
know, like that game's fun. Like that game, like it literally doesn't stop moving. The game's just moving for 8 hours and then it's over.
The
And you're just
TikTok
like,
of video
wow.
games.
Yeah, it's like nonstop. It has no stop sign whatsoever. It just
Keep scrolling, baby.
8 hours, and then you're done. So, what's not
That
to
does
like?
sound all right. Well, all right. That's going to do it. Thanks to everybody who wrote in. And that's going to put a bow on it for 2021. We somehow made it.
We did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still not convinced Christmas happened.
Doesn't
don't believe
feel
it.
like it, right?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. It just happened.
Like we
Oh,
have
the
a tree.
in-laws were here.
and
I was drunk
it's
the entire time. That's right.
Nice.
I forget.
Yeah. That's how you do it. That's how you do
I
it.
had a cool year. I got hired by Giant Bomb. That was pretty dope.
Fuck yeah.
Working out. Yeah. Right on.
Hey. Fuck yeah,
I had
thanks,
this
guys.
kid. We got. There's another kid here this year. That's a pretty crazy thing to happen this
Hey,
year.
What up?
Yeah.
That guy is 23 inches long. We just
Dear
measured
Lord.
So
today.
long.
He started
Holy
at like
shit.
19, and he's 3 months
What
old.
Whoa.
percentile is that
Slow
in?
down.
It is definitely better than our daughter did. She was born a little early
Okay.
and was on the small side.
Little peanut.
Yeah, but she's getting
As soon as you
tall now too.
start quoting percentiles, then you know you're in deep.
Yeah, I knew it at one point, and it's just like I think we're at a point now where I don't have to think about it anymore, which is a stark contrast from our daughter,
Excellent.
where we were
Yeah.
constantly like, she's creeping up. Okay, this is good. This is fine. This is fine. She's growing. Okay, good. Yeah, no, that guy.
Bro, you dumb baby.
We hang out at night a lot. Me and that guy. He's
Hell
like
yeah, that's the
7
night time's the
PM.
right time, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I get him about 7 p.m. and then we hang out till about 7 a.m.
Sick.
And sometimes we sleep, sometimes we scream. It's always a fun time.
Party all night.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you watch an Adam Sandler movie.
Eddie Murphy,
We
party all
know
the
I
time.
do- Oh no. Yes. Sometimes we listen to Eddie Murphy party all the time.
Oh, such a good song.
It's a great song. It's a great song. It's
Great
fantastic.
fucking song.
We'll be back next year. We'll be back next Tuesday with another episode of the Giant Bombcast. Come on back. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.